Hey, Tamika. Hey, honey girl. Why you didn't tell me, girl? I would have picked you up a pair, girl. It was shoe day, girl. The other day was shoe day, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, pretty. How you doing? Yeah, I'm going to do my little Black History thing this week a tad bit different. Um, I was doing like a giveaway for whoever guessed who was on the thumbnail. But since nobody didn't do it, I'm gonna go ahead on and tell you who she is. That is Miss Lucille O'Neal, which is Shaquille O'Neal's mother. Now, and I'm doing mine a little bit different. Instead of shouting out, a famous person, I'm gonna do it a little different because y'all know how I like to encourage and uplift women. So that's my thing. So today in this week in Black History, I'm going to shout out Miss Lucille O'Neal. That's who's on the thumbnail. So I had the pleasure of meeting Miss O'Neal a couple years ago at a charity event at the Boys and Girls Club. So that is one of her foundation that she helped support. Y'all, that lady was so humble, so down to earth. I mean, we was walking around eating like cheeseburgers and drinking water, just hanging out. Like she was so cool. But I'm saying it to say, you could tell she raised her son and she cared about how she looked in the public eye. She cared about how her family looked. Cause you ain't really heard of Shaquille getting into no real bad stuff like all these other people. So I'm gonna reach out a little bit about things that she have done because a lot of times these people they go unnoticed. Like his mom, like she's the driving force behind him, and a lot of times people forget about that person who helped push and got them over. People like, oh, Shaquille this, Shaquille that. To me, I go back. I want to know, because if you don't have a strong support system, there's no way. It's too much against you, too many odds against you. So he's been doing good. So I like to speak on the positive. And then this woman, this is who I admire. Like these are people that I watch. I watch how they move. I don't look at celebrities and their life. This is who I look at. Okay? Cuz she, her life and her story is kind of like similar to mine. So, hold on. Hey y'all. Happy birthday, Tony. Y'all shot Tony out. This is birthday. Gigi, how you doing? So y'all, let me find. Okay, where's this talking stuff coming from? Okay, y'all, let me let y'all know a little bit about Miss O'Neal. Okay, Miss O'Neal is the president of the Mothers of Professional Basketball Players Association, Inc., president of My Sister / My Friend, Inc., and Southeast director of the Odessa Shambliss Quality of Life Fund, which is the fund established by her family to help raise money for educational needs and nursing scholarship. Some other organizations which she is involved in include the Ovarian Cancer Alliance of Orlando, the National Education Association, Florida Hospital Foundation Gala and Celebrity Stroll, Trey Whitfield Foundation Scholarship Fund, Orlando Minority Youth Golf Association affiliated with Meharry Medical College Scholarship Fund, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Orlando, Mary McLeod Bethune Statue Project, Central Florida Women Resource Center, and Yaya Network. Okay, this lady is true. This lady is all of that. Okay, so I salute her. Okay, so, and after 30 years of raising 2 sons and 2 daughters, Lucille resumed her studies in adult education program at Bethune-Cookman University, where she graduated cum laude with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration in June 2003. In March 2005, she completed her graduate program, Masters of Art in Organizational Management at the University of Phoenix. Lucille later went on to be honored with the degree of Doctorate of Humane Letters in May 2016 from Bethune-Cookman University. Yes, Miss Lucille. So y'all, she has a book out as well. And I'm going to play a little something from a video. So Bethune-Cookman, it may be because she's from Alabama, Florida, but I'm just going to play a little bit of this one video that I found that I like. She's going to tell a little bit about her story. It's just that I like her because she was a beast, even though she had a child at, an early age and stuff like that. And when you're in the South, you look down upon, you either keep your child or throw it away or whatever they do with the kids. They don't. It's really hard in the South, but she kept her big boy. And that was a big boy. Y'all know he was a big boy. She didn't care. She took her baby and she kept him. So I'm going to play this for y'all. Hold on. Let me turn this up.
Out of high school.
Wow. And your mom had you at an early age.
Well, she did, but she was living in Georgia. She was married then when we were born.
How did your beginnings impact your life down the road?
Well, when Shaquille was born, I was afraid. I didn't know how to be a mother. Had no idea even what that meant. However, with the help of my grandmother and my mother, they helped me get through. I was scared and I didn't understand really what I got myself into. However, they stuck by me. And I appreciated that. And I learned from them how serious this was.
It really is serious. Mothering is a big responsibility, and you didn't have the advantage of having your mom in your life in the early years. So what adjustments did you have when you had Shaquille and you were so young? What were some of the things that you struggled with?
Well, we were raised by our grandparents, and I don't believe that grandparents at that time knew how to give love. They felt that, okay, we're clothing you, we're feeding you, so that is telling you that we're loving you. However, I wanted to make sure that my son understood how much I loved him. I cared for him. I talked to him, and I made sure he heard the words coming out of my mouth as well as felt my arms around him each and every day. But it was hard because everything that I did not have, I tried to give to him.
So in some ways, what had been a loss for you worked for Shaquille because it gave you like a tenacity inside of you that said, I'm going to be a good mother to this child.
I did. I worked real hard. I accepted the responsibility when I knew exactly what it was. I was on welfare only for a few months, but I was determined that I was going to take care of him. And I had to do it alone, which was not a problem. But I did the best that I could because I made sure that he was taken care of. So I got a job. I was able to clothe him and I fed him. And I'm so grateful to God for that. It helped me get stronger at that time.
You actually used the phrase that you had a case of mental welfare. And I think it was Shaq who actually coined that term for you. Tell me what you mean when you say that.
Well, when I think about mental welfare, I was in a place where I depended on everyone else for my happiness. I didn't know what it was to be happy inside. I concentrated on making my grandparents happy by doing what they told me to do. I concentrated on making my friends happy, just going along with what they wanted to do, which was not a good place for me. So when Shaquille and I talked about writing this book, he said, Mama, you should call it this, From Mental Welfare to Mental Wealth, because he really traveled that journey with me. But I had to sit down and really, really think about what that meant. And that mental welfare place where you're dependent on everybody else, not even dependent on God, even if you know God, but just dependent on people for your happiness, that's not a very good place to be.
Sometimes when you're really young, as you were at that point, you don't know who you are yet enough to kind of rise up and declare victory.
You don't even know any better. You don't know any better.
It's really true. You were raised by your grandparents in the church, and there was a woman pastor who really had an impact on your life. Tell me about her.
Her name was Reverend Iola Hartsfield, and she was a short woman, but she was strong and stood up straight, stature, very courageous. And she would assign me to do most of the things that I didn't want to do, because being tall, I never wanted to be in front of people. I didn't want to be in the limelight, and I really didn't want to be seen. So I would shrink back in the crowd, and she would call me Lucille. Walk like you have somewhere to go.
Yes.
I had to stand up straight. I knew she was watching me, and she stayed on me, but it took years for me to realize that she was helping me with my self-esteem.
Yes.
And I'm grateful today for her. I wish she was alive so that I can tell her how grateful I am. But
I bet she knows.
I believe she does. I believe she's watching.
You said that you were at a place where you, and I think a lot of young people who have low self-esteem at a time in their lives when they're growing up feel this way, like they just want to blend in. They don't want anybody to notice them. They don't want to stand out in any way. And here you are, you have a son who becomes an NBA star. How did his success change your life and your family's life?
When Shaquille began to get recognized, I realized that the world would be watching us too.
Yes.
And I was drinking so much, and I felt that it was okay as long as nobody was watching. But when the world began to pay attention, I did not want the people to say, look at Shaq's drunk mama.
Yeah.
It weighed on me. I knew I was not doing right. It weighed on me. And when you get into a place where you have to cry out for some help, there's no one left sometimes but God.
Yeah.
So I had to pray to God, God, please, I need your help with this problem right here. And God answered me. He answered me. He delivered me, took the taste of alcohol from my mouth. And I'm proud. I stand as a representative for Shaquille. Wherever I go, I stand as a representative for my other children, Shaquille, Latifah, Aisha, and Jamal. And I want people, when they see me, I want them to see that I'm a good mother. And I'm not trying to impress anybody, but there is a proper way to do things. So
Yes.
I'm grateful that God allowed me to straighten up and start doing things the proper way.
So in some ways, Shaquille's success had an impact on your willingness to do something about the role alcohol had in your life.
Well, my mother used to always tell me that God has the master plan for your life. And I didn't know what that meant back then. But I can see now how he orchestrated all of this. He orchestrated all of this. And I'm so happy right now. I'm working in my small church in Orlando. I get so much joy just encouraging people that come through the doors of that church. And what I write about in the book, I share my journey, but I want people to ultimately know that God is there with you. When he said he'd never leave you, that is a true fact. And I stand as a witness to that.
You went on and got a wonderful education to be able to do the things that you're doing today. What was the motivation that sent you back into that option?
When you have a dream and the dream is embedded so deep inside, that dream never leaves you. When Shaquille was born, I was out of high school. I still wanted to go to college, but I could not. I got married. I had 3 other children. We traveled in the military for 20 years. But I still kept holding on to the dream that I wanted to go to college. I wanted more education. I have a thirst for knowledge. Still today, I have a thirst for knowledge. I don't claim to know everything. But when my youngest son left home, I said, okay, God, is it my time? Is it my time now? And the opportunity presented itself. And I went back, and my good son, my lovely son, he paid for my college education. And that is so wonderful. And I feel so blessed in so many ways.
Yes. Okay, y'all, that was just a little something I wanted y'all to hear about Miss O'Neal. But, you know, my thing is encouraging women. And what I took from this today is don't give up, on your kids. It doesn't matter. It's never like some people like, oh, it's a bad time. Don't ever give up on your kid, and stand up and walk like you got somewhere to go. Okay. That's what Miss Odessa told her in the church. And y'all know at the church house, that's where we got a lot of our teaching from, the church house. Oh, Yomi is here. Hey, Myron. Hey, Yomi. Bless Grandma. Mujahid. Hey, y'all. How y'all? Tony. I said Tony. Yeah. How y'all doing today? So, y'all, that lady is so humble. And what I like about her, like, as a woman, being a mother doesn't come with instructions or a manual. You learn as you go. And I feel that, like, with Miss O'Neal, you know, even though her kid, like, you know, that was something that I read where she was saying that, you know, even though Shaq was like, you know, he was too big for his age. So here she is with this big kid, and she was saying how they had to pay to get on the bus, and you know, she got into it. I think she got to fight with somebody on the bus because he was 2 years old, and they kept telling her he was like older than that. Because I can imagine how big of a kid he was though, for real. But anyway, because she's 6 feet tall herself. So, but y'all, she was so cool. Like, we was just walking around eating cheeseburger. It was all you can eat at that little charity event they had. So y'all know me. I was walking around eating all, and they had other stuff too. But you know, she was the speaker there and stuff like that. But she was just so humble, and the fact that she raised her son, and like he recently been bullying somebody or been talking some guy, and she made one phone call. And I can imagine it went like, you know, sit your ass down somewhere, boy, and act like somebody tried to raise you. And then that was the end of the bullying. I don't know who it was, but he was bullying somebody. But she never, you know, you could tell she never played with them. She was a mother. And it mattered to her. She cared about how she looked in front of people. By her being, you know, the mother of an NBA superstar, she felt like, okay, I'm drinking, I got to put this alcohol down. And I shout out to her for that, because a lot of people, they don't care, you know, about their kid image. They don't care what their kid look like. They don't care, celebrity or not. They don't care what their kid image look like. But she did, you know, so she stopped what she was doing because she didn't want to look like that, you know, uh, embarrassing her kid. But some of these people don't care about embarrassing their kids. So that's why I shot her out. And I got another little piece, a little thing I want y'all to hear too. Hold on.
And down there, you just got a master's degree from the University of Phoenix. Too.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations
Thank
on that.
you very much.
We even had that on the air before we even knew you were coming here. What do you want us to take away from when we read your book, Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go?
I would like for the readers to know that we all have a level of creativity that God has blessed us with.
Yep.
We all have a certain level of courage, and we should dig deep down inside and look within ourselves for our own happiness instead of depending on anyone else to make us happy.
Yes.
And that each day is a good day, and if we would just strive to look forward, the dreams that we have can one day be manifested, and just continue to look for your future to be bright.
Yes, y'all. Take that with y'all today. Dig down on the inside. Okay. God gave us all something. Okay. Dig down on the inside. Oh, she's 6'2"? I thought she was 6 feet. Well, you know, you see, she taller than I am. But much taller than I am. But God gave us all something, y'all. God gave us all something, and we all are different. So don't worry about what the next person got, what the next person doing. That ain't even none of your business. You just continue to be the best you can be. And that's what I try to do. If I can't encourage and uplift you, you know, I'm not gonna be trying to do nothing. Stop it, Floyd. I'm not gonna try to do nothing to hurt nobody or do mean stuff to people. You know, you block your blessing that way, because whatever's coming your way, you block it when you do mean, nasty stuff to people. So y'all try to encourage and uplift another woman. And you know, when you see a woman down or feeling down, try to, you know, pull her up. Don't just kick on down in the dirt. You know, because if that lady would have thrown that, she would have thrown away her good boy. Because if she was going by what people thought about her, she had a child as a teenager, man, they talk about you like a dog in the country. They say everything about you. So just think, if she would have been like, oh, I'm just gonna be me and I'm gonna live my life and I don't want that kid, you know, that kid ended up being great. So, you know, that's who I want to salute today, y'all. So y'all shout out to Miss O'Neill today instead of doing my regular Black History. And I will resume next week. I'm gonna be doing something on Bernice King. Bernice King. I'll be doing something on Bernice. So thank y'all for coming. Shout out to everybody who stopped by. Bless Grandma. I don't know where you been. I've been looking for you. Shout out to Tamika, Honey Girl, Pretty Ass Can Be, Gigi, Tony. It was Tony's birthday. Shout out to him. I hope he had a wonderful birthday. Flawed, Cousin Flawed, Yomi, Mujahid. Who else is in here? And that's it. Oh, Myron. Thank you for coming by, Myron. Yes, black woman, get your black self together. Like I believe in us. Like I want us to do better. I really do. I really do. You got to dig deep down on the inside. And I don't know why like we're such a weak group of women now, because black women used to have a baby picking cotton and keep walking. I know this is a different thing, but you can change it over and make it relevant today. Like they have to keep walking. Like what you gonna do when they say you had a baby? Like you got to keep picking cotton. You had a baby and you go back out there. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So Oh, you did move? Okay, I'll check that out. I'll check that out. Oh, and I'll send you an email because I dropped that off today. Mujahid, it should be in the mail. It shouldn't take you about 3 days. But yeah, thank you, Gigi, and thank y'all for coming by. But that's what I have today. And next week I'm gonna be doing Bernie's King. All right. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Bye.